Have you ever heard of living labs and wondered what they are? In this video, we will introduce the concept and explain how living labs relate to the U4IoT project, a coordination and support action to enhance co-creation and end-user engagement in technical pilots. U4IoT provides support especially for Internet of Things large-scale pilot projects from 5 different thematic areas: smart cities, smart agriculture, wearable technologies, active and healthy aging, and autonomous driving vehicles. The types of support range from online tools and methods and privacy games to co-creation workshops and the topic of this video, living lab support. A living lab is an orchestrator of open innovation processes focusing on co-creation of innovations in real-world contexts by involving multiple stakeholders with the objective to generate sustainable value for all stakeholders, focusing in particular on the end users. During its history, the term living lab has been given several definitions. What connects these characterizations is the common understanding of the source of inspiration for the whole approach, the involvement of people. Despite their varying implementations, living labs share certain common elements that are central to the approach. Multi-method approaches. There is no single living lab methodology, but all living labs combine and customize different user-centered methodologies to best fit their purpose. User engagement. This is rooted in the origins of living labs. The key to success in any activity is to involve the users at the beginning of the process. Multi-stakeholder participation. Even if the focus is on users, involving all relevant stakeholders is of crucial importance. These include all the quadruple helix actors, representatives of public and private sector, academia, and people. Real-life setting. A very specific characteristic of living labs is that the activities take place in real-life settings to gain a thorough overview of the context. Co-creation. Typically, especially in technology projects, activities are designed as top-down experiments, benefiting from users being involved as factors rather than actors. There is an increasing recognition that this needs to change, so that users become equal contributors rather than subjects of studies. A living lab is a multi-stakeholder organization set up to carry out innovation projects that follow the principles of open and user innovation and focus on real-life experimentation. Dimitri Sherman from IMEC Living Labs, one of the key ENOL members, has distinguished 3 main building blocks within living lab projects, following the innovation development phases. Exploration is about getting to know the current state and designing possible future states. It is about moving from idea towards concept or prototype of the solution. Experimentation is for real-life testing of one or more proposed future states. The concept is put to the test by developing and experimenting with a prototype. And finally, evaluation is to assess the impact of the experiment with regard to the current state in order to iterate future states. The goal is to launch and implement the innovation into the target market based on a go-to market strategy. For engaging end users in the innovation process, a vast number of methods and tools exist. The challenge is in selecting appropriate means for each of the phases. A specific toolkit was created by the European Network of Living Labs in the context of the U4IoT project to guide the practitioners through the process with a focus on user engagement. This toolkit is available online and comprises over 40 different methods and tools found across literature and online, put together in a format that follows these phases: exploration, experimentation, and evaluation. User selection is especially critical in piloting, and in order to select people that are suited for involvement activities, there are many factors to consider. Bothnia Living Lab, one of the founding members of European Network of Living Labs and partner in the U4IoT project, has collected guidelines about selecting users to ensure that they are as representative as possible. Strive to maximize the difference between different categories of users. Involve users who are flexible and willing to change, and who have a strong social competence. One single saboteur can destroy a development project completely. The participation must be voluntary. Strive for a balanced distribution by gender under the circumstances that the distribution occurs in the user group. Traditionally, it has been shown that male participants have led to a development more focused on technical performance, while female participation has emphasised the human needs. To maximise the difference among the use categories, all ages need to be represented. Focus in the selection should be on those users who are the least knowledgeable about the area. Do not necessarily reward the users for their involvement. Focus more on finding a good combination of the 4 F's that motivate participation: fun, fame, fortune, and fulfillment. A living lab is a place where citizens, artists, technologists, businesses, and public sector organisations can come together to co-create ideas, tools, and technologies that will address local challenges. It's a place for innovation and exploring new possibilities, but where reflection and evaluation are built into the working process to make sure the living lab can be flexible and responsive to the changing needs of stakeholders and communities. Bristol Living Lab is one of the active ENOL members, based within Knowle West, with 20 years' experience of working with communities, individuals, and organisations. Together with Ideas for Change, it has developed the Bristol approach to citizen sensing, a framework for delivering projects that use IoT devices, sensors, and smart technology to ensure that they place communities and their priorities at the heart of innovation. Key learnings from this approach highlight the following aspects. 1. It is important to be patient and open-minded, as identifying and choosing challenges that could be tackled within a community takes time and requires open, two-way communication. 2. It is essential to uncover what is already known and what information is needed for the project. Look to understand the challenge from a range of different perspectives. 3. Develop a program that offers activities that can involve all partners, stakeholders from private and public sector, academia, users, and beyond. 4. If your project involves designing a prototype or product, design iteratively. It is important to test the basic working prototype of a whole system, rather than perfect each piece in isolation. 5. Take steps to address concerns that may arise about the user experience. Don't privilege or prioritise technology, and be sure to remember to make engagement with technologies personal and fun. 6. Create an engagement team who can support stakeholders to test the prototype and learn new skills to help them apply the technologies. Share your findings with other communities facing the same challenges. 7. And finally, celebrate achievements together. Acknowledge the contributions and say thanks to maintain interest and commitment. To conclude, Living Lab, be it defined as a methodology, ecosystem, or community, is foremost about bringing people together to innovate. The U4IoT project consists of profound Living Lab expertise with European network of Living Labs and 2 partners with Living Labs, Luleå University of Technology and IMEC. Take a look at the U4IoT website, u4iot.eu, and the section for Living Lab support for more information. Study our recently developed Living Lab Methodology Handbook. Contact our experts via the U4IoT expert pool and meet us at events such as IoT Week and Open Living Lab Days.